Hi, this is Jenny Brav of Radiant Wholeness Healing. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about how to make the mundane sacred. And I have a whole blog post linked below. So if you want more details, you can read it. But I just wanted to share a few tips and some of the things that I've been doing and why this invitation can really enhance your quality of life. And for me, it's an invitation I've been getting quite a bit in the past 4 or 5 months, especially as I've been in this big life transition. And it first came up when I was in the process of moving and packing all my things. And I was still doing a daily channeling of my guides. And one of the messages I was getting was don't just rush to get it done, to give away your things, to put it all in boxes. Really sit with each category of things, feel into what you're giving away, give it gratitude. This is not just about moving, this is really about you feeling into this big transition that you have created for yourself. And if you do that, then there will be more meaning to this and you won't feel as stressed because you will remember the bigger picture. And I did do that and it did help. There were a lot of other things happening at that time that put me into fight or flight in my nervous system. And with each step, really being able to remember the bigger picture and to know I was being guided was helpful. And then since moving, I did the same with unpacking, with all the placement and setting up of my things. And some of the ways that I've been turning the mundane into sacred ritual have been on my daily walks, really slowing down and getting messages from nature, just in my morning meditation, which is already a sacred thing, but really having a dedicated space for that. And I found a sunbeam in the morning that hits one spot in my room and put my back jack there. And also while showering, really seeing showering as an energetically cleansing activity as well. And as I've done that, I've really felt of some of the old baggage falling away. So those are just really simple examples. And that's one of the tips, is to make it simple. Don't try to have it be a big thing. Don't make it complicated. Otherwise, you won't do it. And so one of the most basic tips is really slowing down. And in our culture of toxic productivity, slowing down, taking breaks, being in being mode more than doing mode is frowned upon. So again, this is pretty countercultural, which is why it can be harder, especially in times of transition. We tend to speed up, to do more, to have huge to-do lists, but this is really the time to take more breaks, let it take as much time as it's going to. So slowing down was the first tip. The second is decluttering your space. And again, we can make it a big project, spring cleaning, and that might happen organically. But for this to be simple, just start with wherever you are. If it's your workspace or your bed or your kitchen counter or your garden, your office in general, if you have an office to yourself, your computer, your desk, just again, start really small. And once it's decluttered, another tip is to put objects that have meaning for you. So when I say ritual objects, that doesn't have to look any certain way. It can be a picture of your kids. It can be a necklace that belonged to your mother. It can be, again, anything that helps you ground, helps you connect to the bigger picture. So I have many objects on my desk. I'm not going to show them all to you, but one that I am going to show you is this rock. I call it my infinity rock that I found on Muir Beach in Marin County in California. Last birthday in December, I've been going to the beach and got all these messages about touching into infinity. And then when I was leaving the beach, I saw this rock. It has all these rings like a tree that make me think of infinity. And then it's heart shaped, but in the center of it, there's this infinity shape. And I have it here on my desk to remind myself and also to hold that space for clients of our infinite nature. And it really helps me when I'm writing or working with clients or paying bills, just that there's a much bigger picture. Also, for me, my desk is facing a window with trees. The movers wanted to put my desk against the wall. I guess that's what most people do. So my chair would have been facing the wall, but for me, I can't think of anything more depressing. And just right above my computer, I see these beautiful trees, and that also connects me to something bigger. And just, starting whatever you're about to do with a breath, whether that's interacting with your kids or your partner or your aging parent or your coworker or an activity, a work project, just taking a breath to bring you back into the present moment. And then I also like either out loud or in my head to say just hi and thank you. Like looking at my computer, hi, thank you. And even if I'm having to pay a bill, that's been a harder habit to develop, or taxes, but just remembering the bigger picture of what the thing is providing for me. Like, oh, thank you for giving me electricity, water, heat. When I go shopping, really remembering what a privilege it is to have access to organic, healthy food, to have the money to buy it. Same with turning on the tap, with drinking water. And so gratitude is one of the best ways of enhancing our own energetic vibration, our quality of life, our enjoyment of life, which is really what the intention of this practice of turning the mundane into the sacred and bringing more ritual into our daily activities is really about that. And so one way of doing that is focusing on the process rather than the outcome. Again, easier said than done in our society where we're just really trained to always leapfrog over the moment and just constantly be keeping our eye on the prize, just moving the goalposts further and further. And so we never really get to land where we are, where we've accomplished, and might even take time with loved ones as a distraction, something that's preventing us from being productive or having me time. And it just fosters this energy of resentment, frustration, dissatisfaction, which can lead to depression or anxiety or stress, anger issues. So focusing on the process rather than the outcome, and then really remembering the deeper meaning in our interactions, in the thing we're doing, so that we don't kind of get to the end of things or something, lose something, and then have regret because we were taking things for granted while they were here in front of us. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know in the comments below what kinds of things you do to make the mundane sacred. As always, like that helps other people see the videos, subscribe, turn on notifications, and as a little bonus, I'm going to read you a poem that came to me about this. Life as sacred ritual. Give yourself space. Spread your wingspan to full capacity. Out, 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 till you touch the immensity of possibility when you live in infinity. The only limits are self-generated, trauma perpetuated. Breathe your lungs out, out, out. Beyond distorted prisms, twisted stories, imprisoning potentiality. Expand into the unknown. Elevate drudgery into art. Make the mundane a sacred ritual. Reclaim sovereignty over experience. Let the mystery dissolve matter until you float in the bliss of beingness. Thank you so much.